Spiritual homework time. What does his record show? Good morning, Holy Spirit. Good morning. Good morning, Holy Spirit. Good morning, yeah. Good morning, Holy Spirit. Good morning. Good morning, Holy Spirit. Good morning. Spiritual homework. What does his record show? So, I wrote a poem called Letter from Paul. It hasn't been too long ago, maybe a week or so. Because I tried to do a devotion that didn't work out. I tried to unpack Paul of the Bible, let's see, I believe there were maybe a couple, same name, Paul that persecuted the Christians. And there's probably more than one. But the one that wrote the letters to the churches, or to the people in the New Testament. And my Bible study is a little rusty, but from what I recall, he was not a good man. He did some pretty heinous, evil things. And I'm like, Lord, why is Paul coming to me? Why is he popping up? What are you showing me? What does his record show? Okay. So he did some pretty terrible things. And in the end, he can't escape the consequences for those things. I tried to read Philippians, and it is a short book. I mentioned that in the poem. I didn't make it, even in Philippians. I think, and I may not be absolutely correct on all the details on the facts of the account, but I believe he was in prison writing letters. And his end, I don't think, was a very good one. But what... Okay, let me go back to the poem. So when I didn't make it in the devotion, it came out in poetry. That's how I process, I unpack, And it went into a storyline of a woman writing him. It's cute, but it just helped me kind of move along in my difficulty and accepting, receiving what it is the Holy Spirit is showing me about him. Because I wanted to block it. I'm like, that's some pretty bad stuff. From what I recall, from what I was taught. Who cares what he did later in life? Who cares if he changed his life around? Who cares, But it had me pause the Spirit had me pause to look up Paul. No. Okay. So, I didn't get through Philippians. So, again, the poem actually, that's the beauty of my spiritual journey. The poem didn't come right after. When I had difficulty just reading the Bible, the book, and trying to think through it, like process it. I'm like, I just maybe discarded it, pushed it aside. Like, I don't know what to do with this, Holy Spirit. But again, the beauty of the spiritual journey of the walk is walking through truth. Not walking around it, not walking over it, under it. Can't fast talk, can't over talk, can't finesse. The Spirit will have me walk through, will have me go through the truth. Okay, and that is where grace and mercy abides. But I have to walk through the truth. Spirit, what are you showing me about Paul? And again, as I was saying before, I could not, I won't say that. It wasn't overnight. I've had this lingering for quite a while. So my page is a journey that's marked, I guess, online for maybe a year or maybe a little bit over a year, maybe almost 2, I'm not sure. But I go way back. I'm dating myself. I go back decades on my spiritual journey, my spiritual walk. So there are things that I'm pulling from maybe 30 years ago, 40 years ago, when not necessarily me, but, well, the Spirit, the Holy Spirit is my spiritual counselor. And I believe at the right time and at the right place, it will show me things. I will experience things. I will unpack things. So after I didn't get through Philippians, when did that poem, let me see. Oh, I can't scroll while I'm recording. Okay. I just know it wasn't like directly after, because I was just a bit paused. I was a bit stuck. Like, I don't know. Well, I won't say stuck. I guess Spirit brought it to me in a way that I could connect, I could understand, that I wasn't really hindered anymore through poetry. Yay! Right? Through the arts. Oh my gosh. Through song. Did I sing on that one? Did I sing in that poem, Letter from Paul? I don't know if I included a song in that one. I don't think so. Well, maybe poetry is kind of like a song of the heart, with words. Song of the soul, yes. So the Holy Spirit is feeding my soul on this journey. That's been marked, online. I've had to record out of obedience. It wasn't really sacrifice to do it. I felt more and more along the way that it was good. It was a ministry. So, back to the poem. Okay, no, I'll do that later. There I am avoiding Paul, P to the A to the U to the L. Oh my gosh, what is it about this journey of his that we see in the Bible, right? Oh, That's maybe advertised. Let me do a song. It's getting heavy. Oh my God. Let's see. Amazing Grace. Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. His love is all I need. Okay. So that's a stress reliever. Throughout my devotions, music is therapy. As I mentioned before, the Holy Spirit is a spiritual counselor, and I will just pause right in the middle and have to sing. And then I feel the weights lifted. Whatever stress, whatever it is, maybe even a block, it begins to kind of, open, unlock a bit with music. So, forgiveness. I've done devotions on forgiveness. I know I've approached that subject in poems at least, and I'm sure devotions, but forgiveness. Is it appropriate to even approach someone you've wronged and ask for forgiveness? That is my question, Holy Spirit. And I say that because, okay, let's do Paul. The things that I read or heard, about him, I don't think I would want to ever see him. I don't think I won't say that. I don't think it's appropriate to ask for forgiveness. Why do I feel that way, Spirit? Why do I feel that's not even appropriate to show your face and say, Is there a scale? Like, how heinous is it that Okay, I have to walk through this one. There is a block. Why do I say or feel that it's inappropriate? Maybe because I can't. I don't have the power to forgive him. I don't have the authority, to forgive him. Even if he was to come to me, no. I think the direction to go in is to God. Because I feel deep down in my spirit that if it's real, if it's a true turnaround, then messengers of God angels will deliver that to me. That's my feelings on it. But I think, and although I am a poet, the words alone would not be enough. Because so much goes into how someone feels. to me. Their trauma, their hurt, their pain. And it's like it minimizes it. Words, in this case, aren't enough. They aren't. For me, only God knows, only the Holy Spirit knows if they're really, truly sorry beyond words. That was maybe, that is what I was, battling with. I'm like, I did not understand. And so the Spirit is having me unpack this and process it, because I feel, even in the story of night that's pinned or that's on my whatever page somewhere, when I meet people and I share that story with them, that I wrote alongside someone that actually had experienced that life, and they had family that had experienced those things. I didn't realize, but I was soaking in their presence and their lifetime and their experiences. So I'm just writing, thinking, okay, something's coming to me. I'm going to write it down. And then later they told me, they shared with me, they opened up to me about the things. Okay. So without getting too personal into their, life. So night in that storyline, or that poetic story, that moves like chapters. Well, the poems are like chapters. So when I'm approached by someone, I'm like, well, it kind of starts from the beginning. You could skip around, but it progresses like a story. And yes, I didn't realize what it was I was really writing. I tried quitting several times. Even the person that I was around, whose story, I guess, leaked into my soul and my spirit. Like, I'm over it. I'm not writing. I don't want to do that. It's just like, don't you delete your stuff. I'm like, did you hear that one? I don't know where I was. My headspace, like, what's going on? I had no idea. This person probably saw a hole through my soul. Like, she saw. I did not know. She knew. I had no clue. Oh my gosh. But so yeah, I didn't know. And then towards the end, I got all these messengers saying, yeah, well, let me go back. There were other poems too I read to her that had really nothing to do with the night. I'm like, this is quirky. This is cheesy. I'm just, just like, no, the world needs more love. They need more of this. Everyone's so stressed and so focused on money and all these other things. Just like, no, we need, like, okay, I'll do it. Kisses and huggies. Alrighty then. Okay, I'll give you more of it. You don't have to beg. No, that's horrible. Okay. Oh my Lord, I went there. Jeez. Okay. Pull it together, reel it back in. Now, if I gave you some sugar, if you want some, now you ain't got to beg for no sugar. Okay. So, later on down the line, people are coming to me. The Spirit is sending. You need to just pull that together. I'm like, huh? Just put it, I'm like, it's all over the place. I was just posting and I had all this other stuff I posted in between. And I'm like, I deleted so much stuff. I'm like, Lord, what is that about? Where was I? Was I like half asleep? Like, why do you do this to me 2, 3 in the morning? I'm just soul writing, like, what? And then I wake up later and I read, I'm like, hold up. Why did you let me post? I could have kept that to myself, Lord. But anyways, I'm like, okay, I have this mini computer. I'm trying to, no mouse pad, no mouse. I'm trying to put all this stuff together. I'm going through all of my folders like, wait, what? And then some of it, I was like, wait a minute. I sang through it. There was song. I can't really, how do I put that in a book? Okay, I don't know. I'm just going to be obedient and try to just compile all of it, I hope it's in order. I'm trying to see, well, when did I write it? I saved it, but then I may have gone back in. Okay, so anyways, because, okay. I'll back up again. I'm not even looking at the timer now because the spirit is flowing, so I'm just going to let it roll. I was around another lady. She visited cemeteries. She was into genealogy. She was into so much like all this stuff. And she had all these folders and binders and just notebooks and, portraits and photos. And she said, my son-in-law, I think it was, asked about something. Was it a photo or maybe the history or the background? I don't know, whatever it was. And I'm like, okay. So she's kind of had to piece out, information about maybe their ancestry. Send this here, send this there. I'm like, you know what? Reach out to your family now, because I don't think she could, or she was physically able to do that herself. She even shared with me, okay, I won't do that. So I said, just put it out there that you want, help putting all this together, because she had actually lost some of it. I think on a computer, I don't know, but whatever it was, she didn't have all of it. So I expressed to her how important it is, to be able to go back into your history and your ancestry. All the notes she had written, I would love to see it. If I, was her grandchild or child, like, yes, it doesn't matter, so I got it. That's where I understood every little note, post, whatever. It's so beautiful. So I was able to receive what the messengers were showing me, that no, don't, what is it? Don't discard anything. Don't make light of it. I know there's another word I'm looking for. It may come up later, but don't disrespect it, I guess, the art, the process. Don't do that. Love it. Don't hate it. Don't hate it. Don't hate your work, your art. Don't look at it or rate it. You can't rate it like, this is and this is no. Don't do none of that. So getting back to the story of night. Oh, Lord, I'm not going to doubt you. I've been on this road. Not this one. Well, maybe it's the same road. It's just, is still moving. It's still moving. What is that song? Okay, I won't sing that one. Okay. I tried to get out of it. I was like, what's that song, Lord? Let me sing. No, keep going. Keep going. Okay. Oh, night. So I just, I don't know. I put it together because night as in KNIGHT, because they asked me to. I had to be still and do it out of obedience. And so the poems just move along like the beginning, where he's lying in bed And, oh, wow, the person I was around was lying in bed. Oh, my Lord. That's something, okay. I want to go back to Paul. I'm like, you know what? Paul might not be as bad. He's looking kind of good. No. Oh, sorry. Just stuck that from the record. Jeez. Oh, my gosh. This person, okay, I can't even go into that. Okay, where do I go? Which way? Which way? Which way? Which way? Which way? Which way? Okay, I'll go back to the unblocking, maybe. So, I know I got off on some things, but, oh, that's where it was. Okay. So I was talking about Knight, the story, the character. And so within the storyline, he's a humanitarian and he meets Reese, which is a lot like the person I was around. Like, oh my Lord, And so in the beginning, she's like, cool, I got this. He's so like, yes. And he is still going through, Lord, what's happening? Maybe I'm not ready, So she's, and then, but Knight, because of his past, he's had, quite a few dates, a few people, a few loves or whatnot, acquaintances, and so forth. But he witnesses in his life a change. And he has to go to the Holy Spirit. He goes on a retreat, a personal retreat, where it's just him and the Spirit. Gosh, you know what? I never really thought about all the stuff he had to do that Reese probably wasn't aware of. I kind of touched on it again, I'm not trying to cop out or anything. I'm just kind of writing poetry here, but I never really, I don't think, dove into it. Because it's deep. It's deep. It is deep. Those are deep waters. Okay. Oh my gosh. So, wow. Let me remove my jacket because I physically feel how heavy that is. Okay. And what I was thinking of was, okay, I won't do that now. Let's go back to him. Knight. Okay. Yeah. Is that where it kind of aligns with Paul? He had to go on his own journey that Reese really didn't have all the details and facts about. So he couldn't necessarily, or maybe shouldn't, bring everything to her that he's going to have to deal with. He's going to have to work on. It will, I think, be expressed in his love. So going back to Paul and the churches, or the church, it was more so expressed with his change, with his love. That's what I personally, I think, would want. For me to see is the change. To feel it, like I may not even see it directed at me, but I think my heart will be like, or maybe reconsider my thoughts or my views or whatnot, my perspective, if I if I feel that, oh, they really have changed, look at what they're doing. Look at the turnaround in their life, right? So going back tonight, Reese had some issues with how she spoke to him. I won't say issues, but she had to learn what might have triggered something within him, because within the storyline he had been abandoned, and there were some other things, from his childhood and certain traumas. So, I mean, she should be delicate with certain things, right? But it was the Holy Spirit or God that brought that to her based on Knight's journey, Knight's spiritual walk. It wasn't so much Knight pleading with reason, just sharing a lot. Like, it was more so my understanding his walk, his own spiritual journey. So I think I think that's kind of clear, hopefully. Okay. Put my jacket back on now, guys. Oof. Okay. Ooh, get a little deep. Had to dive on in there, though. Literally, and just swim, right? Okay, guitar. Oh, guitarina. All right. Okay, I'm gonna put the phone down. Okay, anyways, I learned that. Yay! Okay. Guitarina. Okay, so anyways, she was like, hello, put me in there, girl. All right, so Paul, I think that is why I felt guilty about not really being able to think too long on him. But now the closure comes in why I felt that way. Or, well, not why. In, I guess, unpacking that, progressing spiritually, maturing spiritually, is that it's actually a good thing that people or whoever are directed to the Holy Spirit, to God, to change their lives. Because and they walk through truth, right? Because my portion is not to change anyone's heart. I can't, give them a soul. Those are the words that we use, or I have used, or it's been used in my poetry, the soul and the spirit, the heart. Like, I don't think I'm the holder of anyone's soul. So that's why I say it's not my portion. I don't know where their souls may be, where their hearts may be, where their spirits may be. Only the Spirit knows that.